Do you also want to make song like VLUARR? But instead of bass house, you ended up making a trash house. Don't worry fellow producer, you're not alone. It happens with me too. But today I've got something special for you. Ever wonder how to craft those enigmatic tunes like VLUARR? Well, you are in luck because I'm going to take you through it step by step. First, let's talk about laying down the foundation, the melody and the bass line. These elements are crucial for setting that mysterious dark tone we are aiming for. But first, set the BPM to 126 to 130. Start by experimenting with minor scales and dark chord progression. Think about the emotions you want to evoke in your listeners. The step 2, synth part. Here's where the magic happens. Layering is key. Begin with a deep, rumbling bass preset to add weight and depth to your track. And for the effects, EQ to shape the sound, OTT for compression, distortion through camel crusher, again an EQ to cut the high frequencies, then decapitator for more distortion, then again an EQ to shape the sound, and the kickstart for sidechain. Sub bass without effects. With effects. Mid bass. Layers. And for the effects, distortion through camel crusher, then an EQ to cut the sub bass frequencies and to reduce some mid frequencies, then OTT for compression, then some distortion through decapitator, then at last an EQ to shape the sound and to cut some sub frequencies because we have a separate sub bass, then a side chain. Mid bass without effects sound like this. With effects, it sounds like this. Then, introduce a haunting lead melody that dances over the bass line, adding intrigue and suspense. So the main lead layer is this. Layers. And for the effects, EQ to cut the low frequencies, camel crusher for distortion, again an EQ to cut the low frequencies and to shape the sound a little bit. Then some distortion, then again distortion through decapitator, OTT to glue it all together, then again an EQ to shape the sound, then some saturation, then again EQ to cut the low frequency. Then we have again distortion, then a reverb from Valhalla Room, only adding some width, then sausage fattener, again EQ to shape the sound, then a reverb for reverb automation stuff, transient processor, stereo enhancer, then G-clip, KHS filter for automations, then we have EQ to shape the sound, so leads without effect. Leads with effect. Then I added reverb automations and filter automation. After that I exported the leads, then I pitched it down to 12 semitone. Then second layer, I just changed the format by using stretch pro mode. And for the effects, EQ to shape the sound, then a G clip, then again EQ to shape the sound, and stereo enhancer to make it mono, like 69%. And then I added this chord, it's very low in volume, it's just adding a little bit of warmthness, I think. And then the most important thing is the stabs. So VLUARR always adds some stabs like this. Layers. For the effects, EQ to cut the low frequencies because we have the separate sub bass, then side chain, then EQ to shape the sound. Then in every fourth bar, I added this chord, like stabby chords kind of thing. White noise. So the layers. For the effects, EQ to cut the low frequencies, distortion through camel crusher, OTT for compression, then at last EQ to shape the sound, a side chain. And the 8th bar of the first drop, I also introduced the stabs. And then for the ear candy stuff, I added this bass layer. And finally, let's not forget about the heartbeat of our song, the drums. Start with a nice kick, like punchy kick. Then add some claps. All together sound like this. Opt for percussion sounds that are punchy, experiment with different rhythms and patterns until you find the perfect groove. In the second part of the drop, I added some hi-hats. Altogether it sounds like this. And don't forget to add some ear candies like this. So that's all for the drop. And then for the intro, we start off with a mysterious arc, setting the stage with its mysterious vibe. Alongside, a Reese bass creeps in, enveloping the atmosphere with its dark tone. But we're not stopping there. A subtle kick joins the mix, laying down the groundwork for what's to come. Then also add some atmospheric elements like this. Also this siren kind of thing. As we move into the verse, we keep the essence intact, but we add a sprinkle of evolution. Hi-hats and claps enter the scene, injecting movement and energy into our composition. It's all about keeping the listeners engaged, ensuring they are hooked from start to finish. The build-up. This is where the things get exciting. We introduce drop elements, teasing the listeners with the glimpse of what's to come. A low-pass filter sweeps across the soundscape. And of course, we can't forget the build-up drum, accompanied by risers and downlifters, driving anticipation to its peak. And there you have it. By layering these elements strategically, you will be well on your way to creating a dark and mysterious masterpiece worthy of VLUARR himself. So go ahead, fire up music software and let your creativity run wild. And I got something special for you. You can get the project file with 60 samples and presets all for just $7, allowing you to deconstruct and customize to your heart's content. Click the link below to grab your copy now. This is the track without master effects. And if I will enable the master effects, it stays the same. Slight difference, but not that huge. So that's all for this video. Let's check out the final result.